Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to get my setup here. Feels like 84 years has passed. No joke. There we go. I remember how to do this. Oh my god. God. Usually don't take that long of a break between streaming shit. Uh Usually I'm also not out for that long. But yes, hello. I'm not dead, thankfully. And everything's fine. Not quite as sunburned. It's still a little weirdly warm and tender, but it's over. Now I never have to get vaccinated for bullshit until the next pandemic. We'll see. We'll see. Knock on wood, no more pandemics. I don't know. This is a weird lesson for like the world about what the fuck can happen with, like, you know, misinformation and other bullshit. But we don't have to talk about that here. Okay, we're starting a new game. We finished the last we got to A, which is exactly what I wanted to try to do. I wanted to try to get to ending A before I knew of my impending death.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past.
There's a good reason why I'm not skipping
Maybe
these.
My mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway.
You do get new cutscenes every time you play the game, which is important because now we get to learn more about Kaine's backstory. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with the pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on! The child felt a slight breeze and watched the vein slowly creak to life. Spinning its way this way and that for a moment, it finally settled, the beak firmly pointing towards the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo, Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the boilies in the area. As Kaine struggled to stand, the final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from the cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seemingly indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You getting all wet? You like getting wet? Or do you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Hey, what's up, Arkham? How you doing? Hey, happy birthday, man. Sorry I wasn't on yesterday to, like, wish it verbally or anything like that, but yeah, happy 24th, man. Was that cake you posted in Discord good? I assume it was good. Grogu seemed to be enjoying the cake. Before she could get a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to the sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by suspicion and fear, Kaine was something to be hated and, if possible, destroyed. Chill, just relaxing after a hell job weekend. Oh, fun. Fun. You look like a NieR character yourself. Well, thank you. I try. Pale and white. Hold on. I can do this. Hold on. Gonna take exactly 2. Here we go. I have to change. There we go. Nailed it. Whiter. We can go whiter. That's too spooky. Let me auto brighten that. Hold on. There we go. A little bit of auto brightening. A little bit. There we go. Not a fan of the configuration of this camera has like borked itself thanks to Windows. Can't wait tomorrow to my for your Gundam and buy one of the Funko boxes. Really, ooh, nice. Yeah, it's coming in soon for you, huh? That'll be fun. I didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt. Oh, look, the little freak's gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from the world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless. A failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's lingering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and he jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called to his cahoots. Come on, guys, let's give the freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak, chanted the children. Freak, freak, freak. Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed all around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Hey, what's up, Vampirgia? Yeah, happy Mother's Day. I had like a 2.5-hour conversation with my mom today. I almost don't like have full long conversations with my mom anymore, so this is nice. Mostly because I don't talk to my mom on a regular basis outside of a few texts every couple of days. Oh, you got a toaster for your mom? Nice. I like the box, including a Funko Batman, a Black Canary doll, a pin, trading cards, notebook. Save the ooh, hell yeah, dude. The original game is fucking wild. The MC is the dad of Yona. Yep. Yeah, I really do like the original NieR quite a lot. Actually, wait, here it is. Hold on. I do. There it is. Although I'm gonna need new tape because I think I've like ruined this piece of tape. might not hold up very well. There we go. Good enough. We call him Papa NieR in this house. Well, in many houses. Still. Yeah, this game is almost a one-to-one to the original. There are a few new details, but they kept most of it pretty much the same. And I think they are gonna double down in what I think they're about to include on this. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from the spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying! Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was rapt on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for some breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover his wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. Ow! He screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining! No one ever died from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch! A big one! That could have killed me! The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. Get out! Leave this village! No one wants you here! Either of you! Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked without a single laugh. Look at the fat boy go! Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting the blood on her forehead. Oh, Kaine, she said, why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot. The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. Don't be nice to me, she said. I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore. Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead. As Kaine's tears turned into sobs, she felt her grandmother's hand on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows beneath the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand? The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it. As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by a force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and her first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. Do I make you sick, Grandma? Of course not. Don't be an ass. Kaine drew her grandmother's mouth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't... Hush, interrupted Grandma. I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you. If its folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell. With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. Oh my gosh, these are lunar tears! Grandma, you made this for me? Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these? I just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping. The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in the construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. Didn't quite turn out right, said her grandma as she squinted at it. These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good in a pretty girl like you. Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty? Of course you are. What a fool thing to say. Thank you, Grandma. Her grandmother smiled. We're gonna be fine, you and me, she said. As long as we got each other, we'll be just fine. Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away in the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood between the weather vane, watching it spin lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough, even if it's against the world. Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vane into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. This actually explains quite a lot about Kaine and why she is the way she is and why she dresses the way she does. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about in a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to sack such wood would probably die in frustration before the job was through. Stack the wood. Stupid piece of shit axe! Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make almost hardened sailor blush. Grandma! Called Kaine. Is that you, Kaine? Yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. Don't get close, or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake. She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaine so close for her to hear the whistle, at which she decided to take a step back. When she had scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, Grandma! Do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or, a new axe or something? The axe posed to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment and smiled. Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job at chopping, why don't you come here and take over and I can go get the water. Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards. Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was far more difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the area. Out of sight and out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter. Rare were the days when any but the two of them would be found on the rocky acre of land they call home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, which she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke. The tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it! Damn it! Ugh, crap. She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in using a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe and forced it from the wood, resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with a blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pinked hands. This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh. Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you... Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. Grandma! Grandma! Grandmother! Today I got a lot of shinies in Pokemon Go. Ooh! I got a lot of friends that do the shiny hunts. I would do Pokemon Go, but I don't go outside much these days. I don't actually do a lot of walking anymore. And even walking around my neighborhood is like so far removed from any like fun like Pokestop that it's not even fucking worth it. The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. Get the bucket, I can't let it spill. Kaine steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home on the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. Grandma? Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaine away. Stop that, just stop, she cried, breathing heavily. It ain't like I'm dying. I'm just tired from the trip is all. Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. A time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending, sooner than either of them had feared. The positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. Grandma, you're sick, and you need medicine. I'm going to the village. The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. It's all right, she said. I'll be fine. Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed like an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Well, I don't like it, goddammit, but I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up. The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down to the road of the village. Hours later, an unseen sun made its way across the dark, rainy sky. She was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace. Bleh. Me from my house to the job. Oh, nice. That's good. Yeah, I can't walk to work. My work is too far for me to walk. It would take me like 5 hours to get to work. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade or worse, Demo and his gang. But she encountered neither torments nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she glanced sideways at her and then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a round, rodent older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. Hey lady, said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel. Where's the apothecary? The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger. How dare this thing speak to me, they seemed to say, but Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one. Which way? Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary. But the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He had clearly been sent here on some sort of family errand, because his gang of followers were nowhere to be found. Oh my god, he sputtered. What are you doing here, freak? The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for the medication. Ha! Barked Demo. That filthy old bitch finally keeled over? Go to hell, Demo. The boy's eyes grew so wide they seemed ready to fall out of his head. Before he could let out a comeback or worse, a punch, the apothecary told him to knock it off before he kicked them both out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. A notion of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic, but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely in a world so vast, there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medication in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad. They seemed to stare through her and not at anything, and nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a girl. She's been dead a long time now. Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly and then looked down at Kaine and smiled. Handing her the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. It's a small village, and words travel quickly. But you and me, I'm not sure which one of them to believe. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe, but I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Kali, and I think that she was driven out of this town I think that the way she was driven out of this town was just as deplorable. Grandma's name is Kali? Kaine thought suddenly. She's still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. Your grandmother is an old friend of mine, he said to Kaine, scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treat her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceivable step, but it was a step nevertheless. And with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw and even bleeding in a bit in few places, leading Kaine to think she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medication by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. Back already, are you? Asked her grandmother with a yawn. Come here, let me have a look at you. Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble? It's kind of fun. It was kind of fun, said Kaine with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, eh? Said her grandma with a voice which implied to believe anything but. So, anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her a portrait. Portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled little crone. But Grandma, it'll make you live forever. Horse shit, said her grandma, throwing back a sheet over her head. Living forever would be just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help with dinner. But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of the house, as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandma was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grasp and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawings easier or something. The old woman's eyes narrowed at her grandmother's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face, but also could have been a boulder, or a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic ray of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. Oh, Kaine, she said between laughter. You truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it. But, hush, I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I will treasure it always. True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine would stand it no more and ask her grandmother to take the artwork down. Posh, said the old woman. I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud. She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way that I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel the same happiness. It was a moment that burned itself in Kaine's memory. A perfect blend of pride and joy, love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore she would never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who made her place in the world possible. Time moves on, people and memories move on, and out of a life like ghosts passing through a hall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. Ever. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She had been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug. The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. It's no bug, you fool. It's a berry. Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs? Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug, said Kaine. And I think it's burnt or something, because it smells terrible. With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing it as little as possible. Oh yeah, that's terrible, all right. Why, you little brat, the laughing old woman. Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact. 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As often the way with two stubborn people, the relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs now were filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning, she found Kaine lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. Where are you going today? Asked grandmother so suddenly. Kaine looked up in surprise. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. Well, I was going to check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought they would make some jam or something. Oh, I'm gonna go pick some flagstones. Pick up some flagstones. I need to take, the wheelbarrow. Flagstones? What the hell for? Kaine stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept around their home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. Grandma, a dying cat would chew through this house. I'm gonna build a stone wall so we have some protection. The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. Goddamn, girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let them come. You got nothing worth stealing anyway. Well, I'm not worried about shades. I'm not worried about thieves. I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday. The old woman tilted her head and stared at her grandmother. Well, shoot. I didn't know why you'd have to do it today. We can worry about it some other... Grandma, no. If I don't go to the kelma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that. A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. Yes, she said after a bit. Yes, of course, you're right. I'm sorry, Kaine. Lately it seems my mind is... She didn't finish the thought, instead walking over her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower's petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. You're gonna be a true woman soon, Grandma said as she placed the flowers on the girl's head. So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you've become. Annoyed, Kaine reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. You're a beautiful thing, said the old woman, and there ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you. Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments from one day. Such a mouth on you. Where did that come from? Gee, I wonder. I'll teach you to sass me, girl, yelled Grandma. Suddenly she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ears, pulling around the room with a crazed grin on her face. Grandma! Huh? Yelled Kaine with a quaking voice. Grandma, stop it! What the hell? The old woman stared at her and blinked, and then slowly held her wrinkled hands out as she was the first time she'd ever seen them. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just... Kaine thought the look on her grandma's face was almost heartbreaking. The most heartbreaking thing she'd ever seen. Listen, she began, maybe I should stay home after all. No, I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go and get that fruit in your wall and whatnot. I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you. Kaine rolled her eyes and kissed her grandmother on her forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around. Don't turn around, she told herself, but in the end, the temptation was too great. She spun around on her heel to look one last look at the saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. God, she looks so old now. It's like the wind could reach out and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she found only a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with a finger, Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knot on itself. Oh God, no! Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma? Grandma! Kaine ran faster than she ever had moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling on the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that had spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark. Not just fire. It can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt, her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingled with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through the means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random chaotic pattern, giving to the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmery, inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, the blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real all once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. "All right, you bastard," she thought, as her scream echoed off the high walls around them. "It's you or me, let's go." As the shade-eyed Kaine with bemused interest, then it began looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction as it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced towards the house. Through the smoke and flame, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" As the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. "She's alive," thought Kaine. "Alive!" Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard towards the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opens its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. "Get up! Get up! Get up, get up, get up, get up now!" As Kaine struggled to her feet, the shade stomped towards the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might as well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, and collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet only to fall back to the earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. "Grandma, hold on, just a little longer." Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. Oh god, I just had the worst, idea of, oh no, what if they had actually animated this? I think I would be ruined, and then I started getting choked up, oh no. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at its corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere beneath the inside its core. Bastard, laughing at us. She had no idea that a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt that a shade was taking joy in their suffering. "Yeah, I see your plan." The shade moved its claw slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. "I'm gonna kill this bastard." Summoning all her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backwards, but she forced it from her mind and began to hobble towards the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch of her waist, she leapt at the foot that pinned her grandma and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back!" she screamed. "Give her back to me!" It was like stabbing a rock, only a few swipes and the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air towards the young girl that was latched to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. "Kaine." Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her mother's hands reaching out to her through the smoke. "Grandma? Kaine, you gotta run. You can't best this one." Kaine grabbed the hands that held on with all her strength. "Grandma, come. We have to go." The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp, thumped to the ground below. "Grandma, no. No! I said run, goddammit. You have to live. You have to get through." The thought that would stay forever unfinished before she could say another word. The shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof, and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from the gaps of the creature's toes as the terrible, putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and it was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, and became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs that seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crawled towards its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to one side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment. Laughing like a madwoman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her smashing the ground once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly as if a great weight were resting upon it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? I think it is. I think I'm bleeding to death. No, can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke, and the flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it. Kill it. Do it. Do it. Kill it. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Kill it now! As the spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. Hooray, she's back!
The beast approaches.
Oh, I know.
Oh no. Hey, there we go. Actual action.
Past 5 years.
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today. My sword feels lighter.
It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
There we go. Wait, it's still not. It wasn't letting me switch between the two. I wonder if it's broken. Yoink! Trying to be very careful not to skip any of Kaine's stuff. Gently, weakly, softly, the shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off towards the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shamed beyond imagining, Kaine tried to turn her head toward the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a large got of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration she realized that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of an arm resting a few feet away. Yep, that's mine, she thought in a mad giggle. That's gonna make clapping a real bitch. Cried a sudden voice in the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are we? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo, she thought in an unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. I don't want to live forever. I don't want to die. I want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing it with sharpened pincers. Stop! No! Don't hurt that picture! Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely in the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture to the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced a jig. It's perfect now. She now looks like you. Ha 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 cha cha. I look like that? Oh God. Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce all at the same time, as if insanely had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish, like a prayer or something? Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me, save me. Kaine finally restored to shouting at the voice in her mind. I don't make wishes. They don't come true for me. I am a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh God, you are the best. Kaine glanced down and saw a black, shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm no longer responded. The substance slowly crept around her feet and began moving upward to the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is this my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feeling the hot, searing pain that left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice. Let it go. Kaine tried to ignore the voice and continue and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why not let me have it? Have what? Your body! Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused, as if licking its lips. Then it resumed. It was filled with a mad, unabated joy. I don't want to take your hands and use them and choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear out their throats and bathe in the blood, just like before. In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she had ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small, whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now, give me that body. Come on, give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back too. The slime reached up and to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. Stop! Black ooze hesitated if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a black of smoke. What the hell, Sunshine? Screamed the voice. We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die. Grandma said, I can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laughter, and closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kaine glanced around and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of the shades burn itself into her left arm. I'll be damned, said the voice cheerfully. Look at that, Sunshine. I think you and me are going to be good friends now. Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed to readily puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop. Gotta stop. Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. It's my favorite dish, and I'm hungry. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge. Thirst for blood, and then go out there and... Shut up, and get the hell out of my body. Your body? Oh, that's rich, Sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just wake up and die so I can have this body all to myself? Why don't you just up and die? What do you say? Bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead. Kaine grabbed the nearby shard of glass and tried to saw the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left hand grabbed her right wrist, crushing it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on the bone filled the air. Stupid idiot girl, you're possessed now, Sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed again. A loud, long wail seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kaine. Yeah, possessed. You and me? We got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how folks used to think we were a freak? You were a freak? Well, wait until they get a load of you now. Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow. Darker. Is this because that shade... Is this how they see the world? So, listen, purred the voice. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, now that power belongs to you. You got enemies, people you want to kill? I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you? That big old shade that squashed your granny? We'll wrap them up in their own assholes. No more excuses for you, no more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Wait, said Kaine, you're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What do you think, I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give no good goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away in the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me, we could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part, if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kaine. I'll handle the killing. Screamed the voice. Oh, look at you. Oh, Sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun. So, listen, my name's Tran. If you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out on this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour. And I like rotten and sour. Connie found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Trian. Count on it. Laughed Trian. I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body, but if you ever run out of hate, you ever, go soft, I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading into somewhere deep inside Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, and then waved her new left arm around a few times. Feels pretty normal, she thought. Feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding the new limb, determining to find something wrong with it. She didn't want to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I'm not a shade. I'm Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were still bright as ever. Kaine started to place in her hair and then slowly lowered the wreath to stare at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. But I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn, and the people of the area rose to their daily lives, she remained in that position as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that had now infected her world.
Alive. Stay alive.
Stay alive.
Stay alive.
Grandma.
Kaine, you gotta live. You gotta come back to us.
Oh, hey.
He's like, oh.
Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You still recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow.
Wow, you look like shit.
You grew up. So, how long has it been?
5 years.
Fucking 5 years?
Shit. That's a long time. Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
It's,
Kaine waking from her long petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all.
we already know.
Are you kidding me?
Please, tribe people are tired and
This is
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine
People are afraid of us. As long as you're right,
I'm used to sleeping.
But
we'll see you later.
sorry about.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps out in every damn.
We should...
I think it's this part.
I didn't get much sleep that night. For the first time in my life, I
The
hated
first time.
Popola.
The first time.
For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola.
The first time.
But those feelings are pointless in the end.
Mm-hmm. They are pointless in the end.
They said and did what they did for the sake of the village.
Yes.
To
I also
protect it from the horror.
also
and
cannot skip
shades.
these parts, so. What a load of shit.
Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself.
Yeah. That's okay, though. You're trying to actually save people. New cutscene!
I should apologize to Kaine and Emil, but what good would that even do?
I got a fire going, Kaine.
Wait, is that...
Campfires are weird, aren't they? I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid, before the whole shade possession thing. My body is different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak.
If you guys didn't already know this, like, Kaine is intersex. Like, she doesn't, like, she's not female or male in any respect, like, the normal terms. And when villagers found out, they're just like, what? No! Freak! Nowadays, it's like, wait, you're intersex? What? What does that mean? Shrug?
But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay, can we just forget I told you about that?
Come on, join them, you dipshit.
Sleep well?
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well. What might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
I have not heard you speak much about your mother.
She got the black scrawl and died when I was little.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
In what way?
Well, here.
Oh, I just thought. Rice maker. I'm like listening to this sound going, what the hell is that sound?
Take a look.
You for saving. Holy shit.
Say there. Can you not hear me?
Hey! There he is.
Why are you standing about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite the talent indeed. Come now. There's the door.
Right. Let's go.
I miss him so much. Dang it. There he is. We finally get, like, full rendered post 5-year Dado NieR. Hold on, I can do this. There we go. Hold on. There we go. Look, they did the whole thing. Look how good this looks. Oh, he's too clean. He needs to look more like shit. Nah, he looks too good. Nah, he's too oof. Oof. It's fine. Yes. This will be fine. This world is of the recycled vessel, created to avoid the destruction of all. Whee! Whoop. I am glad they got his voice actor to come back, though. That was very cool of them. They could have had a whole game with him, but no! I like this remix, though. It's good. Oh. I need to have this one. Whoops. Oh, guess that's it. The Black Scroll, Lost Destiny, a White Book, a False Truth. That's it. Soldiers of Salt coming forth. White Death, the Legion. Can't read all of that all at once. Ooh, that's right. There we go. Got it. Nailed it. Oop. Oop, fuck. Can't dodge that. There we go. Hook. Ah, fuck. A little too soon. I just need one for now. Hate this. The worst one out of all of them. Ugh. There we go. Hooray! Eat it. If I do all of this, I get all of the weapons, so. Whee! Well, that's nice. Ah, fuck. Whoops. Whoops. Fell right between the lines. Oh shit. Suck. Whoops. Stupid. Fuck. At the sand. Up, shit. Oh, made it. Oh, shit. Whoops. Oh, no, no, not the sand. Not the sand. Not the sand waste. No! Not the sand! Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. I'm trying to dodge. Oh, this is gonna suck. Especially if he's attacking while I'm trying to jump. Oh, this is gonna really suck. Fuck. Fuck you, buddy. Ooh. Ooh! That's right, you get outfits and shit too from this. What time is it? Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Oh shit. I hate this bastard. What do you mean I can't dodge? You kidding? Yep. Cool, love this fucking room. Oh yeah, because jumping is super illegal.
Seems we have been shut in.
Hell yeah, dude. Here we go. Fools of Men. Actually, how good is that one? Is that a Dragon Guard reference? Yeah, that's very cool. Very cool looking. I can roll too! Sorry, I'm going for combos, not really paying attention too hard to, like, how long it's actually taking me to defeat these stupid things. Get lots of medicinal herbs from this. Not super needing any of them. Which is good. Like, should be. Rail shooter. Who likes rail shooters? This game is also a rail shooter. All you can see is shadow. That's about it, though. Some of this rail shooter got rail boring. Hey, Zero. Welcome. Sorry if I haven't stared at the screen for a minute. Oh, you're pretty close. What up, my dude? We're in Rail Shooter City. This is like the labyrinth, or kind of like a gauntlet run. For the last 3 weapons. I got 2 of the 3, so it's not too much longer. Probably able to get through all of this in the next half hour or so. Hoping. I think I got them all. Sure hope I did. Oh well. Roller coaster with guns. Oh, by the way. Oh yeah, I got the samurai outfit. Nice. Excellent. Ooh, and money. Excellent. You're in for a treat because we do this as Papa NieR. Hooray. He's a good boy. He's a good lad. Hold on, let me show you. He does not look nearly as gruesome as the original one. But they did like render everything on him. It's kind of astounding that they like went and did this. They went and did the do, made him with the sandals and app. Yeah. Fucking they did this with the voice and everything. Something terribly sinister. Hold on. What is my level? I'm only level 30. This might actually be difficult. I may come at this another time. We can come back to this anytime. We are level 30. I don't know. Those first two were pretty easy. I was not having a bad time with it.
Word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.
Shut up! I think... Oh, I think... Let's, we will have to leave. And we will have to... I do want to save the guy. And then if I go... Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. I think if I do this... Don't worry, I saved. Nope. There we go. And you can change the difficulty as you go on. I don't necessarily need to. But Kabuki and Samurai. I actually don't know what these look like. I kind of want to do Samurai just because it'd be fun. Kind of want to butter Kabuki. Let's like make everybody do Samurai for now. Oh, can I? Hey, what's up, Snack Exchange? How you guys doing? Oh, you guys just missed all the stuff that I just did with Papa NieR. You just missed Papa NieR. Fuck. It's fine. It's basically like just an entire, actually, hold on. I can, yes, apply changes. All right. You know what? Let's go ahead since it'll be a treat for you guys because we're going to be doing some of this in the new outfit. I'll show you guys really quick what it looks like. It's very cool. Because basically you just kind of step into the world and go, woogie woogie, let's go do this. So, we got the radio. That's the important thing. And not while I was leaving. Good job, guys. You did it. Oh, we get a loading screen too. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. Wish you had a helmet. But it's cool. Okay. I will show you guys. I don't think they're gonna change the wardrobe as I do this.
Yeah.
The world of the recycled vessel.
It's really easy. You just go in and like there's one door I haven't gone through yet, so at some point I will go ahead and finish that and get the last weapon. But here he is. There he is. There he be. Yeah, it points you at the door that you need to go to next. Thankfully. So I won't have to forget about it. There he is. Look how clean he looks. It's a little undaunting how clean he looks. There he is. Oops. But yep, they did the whole thing. They rendered the whole man. The whole man rendered, ready to go. With the voice and all. And they could have done it. They could have. Fine though. Yes, this is the old man everybody fawns over. The not anime dad. The whole dad. They rendered the whole dad. Can you believe it? And they even did this stupid, I love this, I fucking always loved his stupid top knot on the back of him. Who's not Geralt. Yeah, whole dad unit. The whole dad unit. Okay, and that's pretty much the only time you get to see him. But he like has a few lines that he says, and that's about it. And Vice is like, what the fuck was that? Spooky.
Something wrong?
I feel as
I know what you mean.
I kind of want to try out the outfits for a little bit, because we've already seen most of all the cutscenes and everything with the regular outfits, and this is fun. It's a little bulky against his tiny, tiny head, but it's fine. I also kind of want to see what Kaine and Emil look like. But we gotta talk to Popola really quick.
Hey.
Oh,
Sorry, Devila.
pretty.
Oh, sorry.
You let.
Huh.
New. We've already done some of this dialogue. Any of the cutscene stuff I will keep up because there is new stuff every time you play the game. I don't know about C though. I wish I had friends. God.
Popola?
Oh,
Look,
stop.
yeah, you're...
Oh, that.
but...
So, yeah, I opt the fair batch.
Thanks. I'm alright.
And there is a single quest I have to finish. Oh, that's a great question. I don't remember if all of the items transfer over. Oh, no, they do. Great. I think it's... is it here? I think I may have... Oh, I saw one twisted ring. That's good. Oh, I'm going to redo some of that quest stuff. Remember if there was a quest I needed to do still? Or I have to go and like talk to them about the new about the quests, but probably not. Okay, let's go. I've never played NieR at all, by the way. That's okay.
The path above the entrance to the shopping district.
How excellent to know the canal is finished. Hopefully this puts our days of running all over behind us.
It doesn't.
The faster we can move, the faster we can save Yona. Let's use it as often as we need.
Wait, hold on. There we go. She can give us any of the remaining quests.
Which job should I give?
Life in
A
the
facade
Sands.
resident is looking for help. It's about flowers or something like that.
Oh, that's right.
I wrote.
I know exactly which one that is. That was one of the ones I couldn't complete because it requires like 5 different trips too. 500 trips to Lost Shrine. I keep sidetracking and not going to the boat. Go to the boat. Yeah, if it wasn't for NieR's tiny, tiny head, I think this whole look would be really good. Like, I almost wish he was wearing a helmet. You know? Sup, dog? Yes? Seafront? Do I wanna go? Yeah, let's go to Seafront, because there's somewhere I want to be. I love riding Metal Gear. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, though. No, he really is, like, budget riding. Yeah, I said it. You are supposed to give me a quest. Damn it. Or maybe you already gave me that quest.
That husband and wife sure.
No, I think there is though. Yeah, we're in the middle of trying to do fishing, that I am not keen to do right now. Tell you the truth. Am I going, though? Wait, do we even have any quests ready to go? Oh, right. Back to the Lost Shrine. Fuck. All I know with the NieR games is that Papa NieR is hot. Papa NieR is hot. Who says? All right. Some people are gonna probably say yes. Papa NieR is hot. No, Papa NieR is the best NieR. Emil is the best boy. Kaine's booty is fine, and this is all absolutely connected to Drakengard 3.
Oh, there.
Yes. That too. Yes. Yes, that too.
Lost Shrine's up ahead, just past this cave.
As well as the...
Let us...
Actually, no. There we go. Emil is wearing the helmet. I should be... Oh, kinda, yes. This is actually a pretty good look. I like this. Although I'm not a fan of her short hair. I like that she would pull her hair back. Also... Oh, nope, they kept the booty. No, that's good. We're fine here. We're fine here. We kept the booty. That's all we need. Booty still there? We good. Oh, that's right! We get to listen to the Shades talk! Because they talk! He's sad. Oh no, it's Hansel and Gretel saying, what do you want? Go away, dirty defective swine. I'm not like you, I'm different. Oh, that's right. This whole game up to this point has been alluding that the Shades talk. More effective, more so this version of the game than the original because of the whole mermaid scene where they're literally just showing her lips moving. Whereas before it was always kind of like, huh, and then it's not until the end when Kaine is just like talking back at the Shade that is just giving the usual Shade noises at her. And both NieR and NieR Vice and Emil are just like, yo, what the fuck? Are you okay, Kaine? You're screaming at... You realize you're screaming at a Shade. Whoop. Wow, I was just... I always forget just how, how unwieldy some of the, Look at her go. Look at her go. Like, I can't get up. And Mil's just like, phew. Actually, it's kind of funny seeing, like, Emil and Kaine just zip-zop around sometimes in the background. Like, their AIs don't quite know what to do when NieR is talking to people. You again. Stop bothering me. Grimoire Vice has been taken away. Hansel is dead. There's no reason for me to exist anymore. My life is over. Just leave me alone. What?
Ain't you excited, sunshine? We finally get to bathe in blood.
That's right. We get to listen to Trine.
I want to kill so bad I can barely... Jammed it.
Forgot this is also when we get to listen to Trine talk. Sorry, Trian. I am gonna take the time to try and kill as many shades as I possibly can because... leveling. Leveling's good. Ah. Shit. Oh, thanks for the health salve. That was helpful. That was easy. I can't carry any more of those. Oh, of course I still have to do these puzzles. I don't remember if it was a feature in the original or not, but as long as you could open the doors, you didn't necessarily need to be like placing them like too crazy all over the goddamn place. So long as you just open the door, then they like when you go back through that way.
This is all too easy.
For these close quarter ones, I think I want. They're pretty easy to defeat, though. Way too hard. It's with the headphones photo. Oh, that's the Cardcaptor Sakura headphones. That's the goal sort of thing I got set up for. If you want to donate to me, that's where the donations are gonna go next. Kind of thing. I figured I'd have a photo of it because if people ask, I don't have to like fetch the photo somewhere. I can just have it like on the screen at all times. Those are the headphones. Obnoxious, yes? They're stupid expensive. Actually, I'll take that one. I definitely want a new pair later this year. I'm trying to finalize over what razor color I want. Ooh, nice. Yeah. Turn back. Turn back!
What's with these guys?
Certainly not your garden variety shades.
Yeah, no
Their
shit.
bodies aren't fully functional.
Yeah.
Say, I've heard of this. A cursed area where incomplete shades gather.
Got my DD770s. My god tiers. Oh man, I need some like. These are nice. These actually are really good. I really love these headphones. They are open back, so they're not great for like if I really want to shut the world out, but they're great for streaming because I can just like hear everything outside that's happening. in case somebody needs to like get my attention or some shit. But if I like want to shut myself off from the world, I don't really actually own very many closed back headphones that are like comfortable and have good sound quality. Health salve and strength capsules to last me a lifetime here. Whoop. It definitely makes this round of the playthrough much faster. I like the laser stuff because they sit comfy in my ears for a while. Yeah, like I have to have, if I have headphones, they have to be like, they have to go around my ears. They can't touch my ears while I'm like doing stuff. Otherwise, it's just a bitch. Ooh, that's good. I need those. Yeah. Try to get weather. Should try to get wireless so I'm not tethered. You know, I've thought of doing that, and sometimes fine. Oh, I treated you all so poorly. I mocked you, betrayed you, all because you went Gestalt before the change was complete. But after this, I think I can understand you. I think we can speak as equals. This makes me very happy. I hope we can spend the rest of our life. What was that? What was that noise?
Kaine? Emile? Look, from now on, I'm going to sleep outside with you.
Why?
I can't accept that you aren't allowed in the village. It's stupid.
So you're staging a protest? Fun!
Don't waste your time.
But it just feels wrong.
Well, that's really nice of you, but you still don't have to stay out here with us.
Emile.
You've got a super important mission. You can't sleep out in the rain. What if you catch a cold? Besides, I like camping with Kaine. Sometimes we sit around the fire and tell stories, or roast...
Emile, that's enough. I got a fucking image to maintain.
We seem to be surrounded by a mob of helpless puppies.
Just kick him aside.
Ooh, ooh! That's really good. I mean, I can waste less magic? Hell yeah. Alright, let's save before we go in. Also, yes, this is massive spoilers if nobody has played through Route A yet. Don't you touch them.
What's going on? There's dozens of them!
These are creatures of the darkness. Lure them to the light.
I just stand right here.
Pathetic to the end, I see.
Aim for that statue. It's the leader.
Have a statue. I'm not their leader. It is I who relies on them. It is they who saved me. Stop hurting my friends.
Oh, you're funny. I'm gonna start crying here.
Have you felled the beast?
Nope. Those are my friends.
This is one stubborn son of a bitch.
Ouch. Look.
Damn it, damn it, damn it!
Hey there, Sunshine. You ain't feeling bad for this freak, are ya? Ain't no turning back now. You got a lust for blood. Embrace the slaughter. All you know is the thrill of battle. Ain't that right, Kaine?
Fuck. I'm trying to get tracking on him. It's hard. So this whole time, Kaine has actually been understanding all of these shades this entire time. Oh no. Oh, but we get to see her cutscenes in this outfit, though.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Trian's just like, ah, fuck, come on, really? Move, come on. Move, you stupid arm, move. We're incapable. Oh, I forgot. I missed what he said. It was I killed him too fast. More struggling. Ah, fuck. I can't believe you've done this. Adam!
Are you alright? Kaine!
I fear there is little we can do for her.
No! Kaine!
I have to let this play because I believe Trian says stuff.
What is happening?
It's all over for you, Sunshine.
Kaine!
By the way, that's the voice of Shinji Ikari. Oh, and they don't keep her in the outfit. That's fine. No.
It's Kaine's shade!
We've no other choice. We must strike it down.
I've already, like, done this in less than 3 minutes in the first time, so
Oh dear.
Kaine! Kaine!
now we're, like, super overpowered, so it's like, oh, well.
Kaine!
I couldn't hold it back. I can't be with
We're always going to be together, Kaine. If you transform again, we'll just stop it again. As many times as it takes. I don't care how tough it is. We're gonna get you back. I like sleeping outside because I'm with you, Kaine. I'm able to ignore my appearance and keep
I
going
love you,
because
Emil.
of you. I'm weak.
It
I'm
does this
sad,
automatically.
And I'm lonely. But you make me strong. You're my friend. And I need you. So don't you dare leave me.
It's so good. He's the best boy. No, he's everybody's like favorite.
Stop crying.
And he's in love. He's in love with NieR.
And thanks. I'm all right.
Over there.
I can't monetize any of this because Kaine's theme is actually like under copyright.
And what is this?
It's me. It's got some.
How remarkable.
Let's ask Popola. Teleports us back to where we need to go.
Of some kind.
Can you determine its meaning?
I think this is the key to unlocking the Shadow Lord's castle. Here, take a look at this. I wrote down all the words I can understand. This fragment is called this. Given that there's sack the law, the mem loyals, the law, and but
Not if we
it's a,
yeah.
but
Because
Jump.
All right, we've actually
and listen. The villagers. Oh,
we've this isn't new, and I don't need to go through it again. But it's basically just like find the stone fragments. They all mean something. I'll decipher them as you go along, very conveniently. Let's do Forest of Myth
Popola
first.
said we might be able to find
Myth.
something in the Forest of Myth.
you will forgive me if I seem less than enthusiastic about such a trip.
We'll do that next time. I do have to stop streaming. 'Cause I gotta go. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Let me go do this, the big savey save. And maybe I'll start off with like the Kabuki armor instead. I may just keep this up. I'm gonna go ahead and like probably keep this up. So I can go and do the fishing without you guys. Go fuck off and do the fishing quest and whatever other menial quests I'm trying to do before all this is finished. Because I would like to have all of that done as 100% before I get to Route C. And you guys don't need to watch that. All right. You guys, there we go. Have a good rest of your evening.